It's such a beautiful Wednesday morning that I decided that since it's so nice and cool out ahead of the hurricane, I'd go ahead and dismantle my swimming pool. And this is where the fun begins, is trying to figure out how am I going to fold this up and put it in the shed. And I don't know if you can hear, but there's a hawk up in the tree up here, because he's been trying to get up into my chicken coop. And my chickens are all out. They're all thinking that since I'm out here to let them out, and I'm not. You know, they're all looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you after? And you see here, I've got potatoes going again. So my potatoes are going again. I got a big old piece of grass growing in there. Let me pull that out. Yeah, we got some grass growing in there. And yeah, that's what we got. We got some potatoes growing. And these are the little greenhouses that I did. Now see, this one here, this is my lime tree. And it's got these little spots on it, which I don't know if that means it's missing a mineral or whatever. I'm going to have to look that up. But as you can see, it's starting to get too tall for the greenhouse. But it's starting to get cold at night, so I'm making sure that I cover it and my lemon tree. This is my lemon tree. Now, this is a thorny lemon tree, and you can tell because you see this little piece right there. See that little thorn? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you don't want to be messing with that because it'll stick you. And it's getting slightly too tall for the greenhouse too. But one more year, I think, and then we'll be able to put them in the ground. And I'm thinking of putting them over here, right along here, because they'll get full sun in the morning and afternoon almost all day. And I think this would be good for the chickens, you know, kind of shade them off a little bit in the summer. And that's what we're doing. If you're curious while I'm at home, is because the boss didn't, one of the companies that the boss drives for, he didn't have anything for me to pull today yet. So I'm kind of waiting, and now I done got soaking wet, messing with that. So even if he has something, I'm gonna have to change and then go in. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today, and you know, fall preparation. As you can see, I've pulled all my sweet potatoes out. I've covered all of my containers with this is just straw that I had in the chicken coop. And then you know, some of the sweet potatoes are still trying to grow. So yeah, I got one poking up out there. But so we're doing a little bit of the fall clearing. As you can see, I've removed all the sunflowers and kind of cleaned this bed up right here, and I got to get it covered with some straw, maybe some pine cones or something like that, pine shavings. I think I might run down to the store and get some straw to put there. But my tomatoes, believe it or not, my tomatoes are still producing, though this seems to be like the last little bit for these. You can see the chickens have been in here, right? And this seems to be the last little bit for these coming in now. And then I got the one sunflower there. I don't want to pull it up, because if I pull it up, I'm going to pull up the tomato plant. So we're not quite ready to pull that tomato plant up yet. So what I do when I pull it is I pull them and I chop them up and I put them back in the bed. So, you know, over the winter they decompose and they get rolled back into the bed. And just checking my watermelon. I thought I had one more watermelon in here. The chickens might have got it. Yep, there it is. I got one more watermelon. Look at there, I got one more. So we'll we'll pull that this weekend. And then all of this, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a couple little garlic plants trying to come up. And I got all this stuff all in the way, so I've got to pull all this. I got to dig all this out. And this is going to be a job in and of itself. So, and we still got watermelon going and flowering. So, you know, it's just a matter of when I can feel where a mole is up in here. So this is just a matter of getting up in here. Look at that, that's a basil right there. There's a basil. That's a basil bush. I didn't even know I had basil in here. Look at here. Look at here. I got a couple basils up in here. How about that? So we're gonna clean that out and get them going. And this watermelon plant tree is still going. And look, we got a little baby one right here, which probably ain't gonna survive. Yeah. That probably isn't going to get big enough to eat. But it's growing right through the fence. It's done gone all the way across the neighbor's yard over there. And he's got these watermelons going over there too. And the poke tree is about dead. So it's almost ready I can chop it down and get rid of it. I mean, it doesn't matter what I do. See how that watermelon is way out there? Watermelon done growed all the way out there. And they done got one sitting right in the middle of their yard. But we try and take this poke tree down every year, and every year it comes right back. I mean, nothing eats it, as you can see, nothing eats it. So it's just, for me, it just takes up this room. I mean, the chickens like to get up under it, but they don't even really eat they're not really eating the pokeberries either. So I guess they didn't like it. But that's what we got going on. I mean, what I do when I'm bored, right? So this monstrosity right there above my swing, we're gonna have to somehow or another take that down. That is just becoming too big. And I do this every year or two. I chop this down and then it comes right back, and then I chop it down and it comes right back, and it's just like it's a forever tree, I think, because it never freaking dies. You can cut it all the way down to the stump and that thing never dies. I mean, it just grows all the way back like that. It's ridiculous. Okay, that's all I have for you. I got to get back and get this folded up and get it put in the box, and you know, make sure I got it kind of dried out pretty good, and get it put up in the shed. That's what this is my project for today, is a swimming pool put up. So once I get that done, then anything else I do will be extra, right? All right, bicycle.